But Trump knows that he still has one more ace in the hole, as it were. Bill Barr's handpicked investigator, a U.S. attorney from Connecticut, who, for some reason, came out and put out a press release in a bizarre fashion saying that he didn't agree with the Inspector General report some ways, some vague ways. I guess they're still trying to figure out what their story is going to be and when they're going to release that. Here is Donald Trump talking about how that he's anticipating that report. And that's the one. That's the big one. Despite all the QAnon stuff that we heard that the IG report was going to be the big bombshell, the next one's going to be the big bombshell.
And I was just briefed on it, and it's a disgrace what's happened with respect to the things that were done to our country. It should never again happen to another president. It is incredible, far worse than I would have ever thought possible.
Pause it. I want to remind you, he is talking about the report that Christopher Wray on television went out and summarized as having problems with the FISA application, but the origination of all of it and this and that. And incidentally, when he says when this is done to our country, he's talking about he thinks it's been done to him.
And it's an embarrassment to our country. It's dishonest. It's everything that a lot of people thought it would be, except far worse. So I'm going to get some very detailed briefings, but they are. It's a very sad day when I see that. Very sad day when a lot of people see that. They had known nothing. It was concocted. And you say what you want. That was a probably something that's never happened in the history.
The history of what? And don't we have more on that? Isn't he going and talk about? I don't know if he talks about Durham. I think he does mention that we've got more stuff coming. Durham is coming out with his report, and that's going to be the big one. That's going to be the one that he thinks that he's not going to have to pretend says something different than it says. Here it is.
To the courts, and they created evidence, and they lied to the courts, and they did all sorts of things to have it go their way. And this was something that we can never allow to happen again. The report actually, and especially when you look into it, and the details of the report are far worse than anything I would have even imagined. What they were doing and what they would have done if I didn't make a certain move that was a very important move, because it would have been even worse if that's possible. And they might have been able to succeed. This was an overthrow of government. This was an attempted overthrow, and a lot of people were in on it, and they got caught. They got caught red-handed. And I look forward to the Durham report, which is coming out in the not-too-distant future. He's got his own information, which is this information plus. And it's an incredible thing that happened, and we're lucky we caught him. I think I'm going to put this down as one of our great achievements, because what we found and what we saw, never, ever should this happen again in our country.
Yeah, there you have it. Now, of course, if he was serious about any of this, I mean, I know this is ridiculous to even say, he would say, and that's why I have requested that Mitch McConnell get together with Nancy Pelosi and introduce a 2019 FISA Reform Act, right? But no, because there was nothing. There was nothing. He doesn't care about that. I don't know what his big move was. I fired Comey. That's what I did. Fired Comey. Comey was supposedly scheduled to be on Fox and Friends this morning. Apparently they canceled him when they actually read the report. They thought that the IG report was going to be a little bit better for them. I guess it wasn't. FISA, still a problem. But again, not the one that Donald Trump wanted.